Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's RMR's Tuesday Night Thunder. This is season number 6, race number 9, presented by PGR eSports here tonight. And the boss man, the promoter himself, Ron Morris Jr. is going to join me. Michael Triscaro here on the call for PGR eSports as we go 120 laps around this 1.5 mile speedway here in Atlanta. We'll have a stage break tonight at lap number 40. 40% fuel in the next gen car, so we are racing the Premier Cup Series car in NASCAR. 2 extra sets of tires, no fast repair fixed setups as always here in RMR. And 3 green-white checkers if we need them. Couple minutes left here in qualifying tonight. Your provisional pole sitter right now, Matthew Lee, will see if he could hold that spot right now. But nonetheless, here is Logan York on the track. Good to see him out here getting some laps in under qualifying from Fort Meade, Maryland. Daniel Falkingham came from the eNASCAR Coke Series race tonight at Talladega. Man, him and Malik Ray looked like they were going to contend for the win, and fortunately a bad block took those two out of contention for the win in the Coke Series. Would have been a cool thing to see Falkingham or Ray jump from that race and come over here, try to win this one as well. And I know those guys were searching for more, but we'll see if they can get the win here on a Tuesday night. Here is Malik Ray in the one for Vegas, I believe Inferno that is. So getting his qualifying laps in as well. Falkingham goes to 3rd on the board currently. And we will bring up those point standings for you guys. And right here you see those point standings. And that points is led by Malik Ray himself, as Malik Ray has now jumped to 3rd on the board, just 1 spot ahead of Daniel Falkingham. Daniel Falkingham also 2nd in the points right now. Both have started 8 races, and they are separated by 19 points at the moment. Nick Seipel in the top 3. A surprise guest there in the top 5. Nick Seipel, 8 races under his belt, only 4 points behind eNASCAR Coke Series driver Daniel Falkingham. So a great job so far by Nick Seipel this season. As we are set the grid here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Nathan Harper currently in the 4th place position. Dylan Jones there in 5th. That's your top 5. You see everyone in green has a race win, I believe. This is all after week number 8 with a drop. So these are your current top 20 drivers in the point standings. And we'll see if any of these drivers here on this list in black can go to victory lane tonight and try to secure a spot into the championship this season. We'll go over the schedule again as we do each and every week. But right now we are going down to the grid. Matthew Lee will be on pole. Logan York on the outside front row here tonight. And we will pull up that grid. And there it is. Matt Lee will start on the front row. Logan York on the outside front row. Jeff Merck, a great qualifying lap for Merck here tonight. He will start in 3rd. Malik Ray 4th. Daniel Falkingham in 5th. Nathan Harper will start in 6th here tonight. Chris Melton 7th. Kyler Wynn in 8th. Mike Davenport in 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is Steve Sizemore. And I'll bring in my broadcast partner to do the rest here tonight, Ron Morris. And Ron might be on RC duty, so I'll take over for him there. Be Wyatt Gray in 11th here tonight. Daniel Eberhardt III in 12th. Sean Corbett in 13th. Ethan Eckert back on the track in 14th. Hunter Hastings 15th. Jared Haynes in 16th. John Ward in 17th. And 18th here tonight will be Nick Seipel. Sterling Thies in 19th. Rounding out your top 20 is Trevin Ashronoff. Stephen Miles, 21st here tonight. Dylan Jones in 22nd. Joshua McCullough will start 23rd. Chase Mastretta, 24th. Ron Morris, he is on race control. He will not be racing, so we'll bump James Wagner up to the 25th starting spot. And Mark Von Dell will start in 26th. Here are all these drivers right now getting set to go green here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. As these drivers getting on, I'm not sure what happened to Logan York there. Start this race. Logan York sitting over here off to the side on pit lane. We'll have to see if there's a penalty assessed or something to Logan York. Maybe he's just firing now. Maybe he'll catch back up or wanted an EOL. Not quite sure. But there.
No, he asked for EOL. I'm back.
Man, you scared me, Ron. I'm not gonna lie. I was. you were loud in my headset. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit. Made me jump a little bit, but hey, pace car lights are already out here. We are gonna go green right now here on Tuesday Night Thunder, and this is already week number 9. Man, time is flying by, but still plenty of time for all these drivers to lock themselves in to the championship playoffs this season. Malik Ray, Matt Lee will lead them down here. Right behind them, Merck, Harper, Falkingham, and Wynn. And Atlanta Motor Speedway looking good under the lights here tonight. Wow, Devin Ray in the chat. Have not seen him in quite some time. Good to see him alive and well as we get closer and closer to the Geico restart zone. And we are green here in Atlanta. Lap number 1 in the books. This is lap number 2. Already racy here at Atlanta. 3 wide action already. Matt Lee there in the top lane. Nathan Harper now to the point here at Atlanta. Man, about to say Talladega. So used to that racetrack. But, man, this is one of my favorite racetracks around Atlanta Motor Speedway. Still acting as though a smaller super speedway to Talladega and Daytona still. Paved back in 2022. Man, this is one heck of a racetrack.
Yeah, man, this baby super speedway, but I love it. We under the lights, cars are shining, looking good, and they're not wasting any time getting racy. So seeing a lot of bump drafting out there already. A lot of even 3 wide racing here. So these guys only got 2 sets of tires tonight, so they're gonna have to do a little bit of saving, but that's not happening right now.
Yeah, not right now. Remember, a stage break here tonight at lap number 40. Malik Ray right now leading the field, and I believe this is where his lone eNASCAR Coke Series win came in this car and track combination a season ago in the Coke Series. So he has to be one of the favorites to win this race tonight. But hey, this ain't the Coke Series, Ron, but I'll tell you what, we have some of the best super speedway racers night in, night out in this community. And I'll tell you what, these guys in the Coke Series, Falkingham included, former Coke Series driver Garrett Maines, they'll tell you this has really sharpened their skills because there's a lot of good drivers in this field capable of beating one of those guys here tonight.
Absolutely. I've heard those guys say that several times that they enjoy racing with us because we make them better super speedway racers, because this is what we do. We do this. Some of these guys do this more than 7 times a week. Some guys race a couple races every night. So yeah, man, we got some tough competition out here. I see Ethan Eckert made it back tonight, so glad to see him back off of his suspension. We're coming up on a lap car. I need to tell him lap car to stay low, but we're good. That's James Wagner. I don't know what happened, but he's going down a lap early, but he's staying out of the way. No harm, no foul there. Lap cars can become a little bit of a issue here as we've had in the past.
Yeah, tell us about that pit lane. You know, this ever since the update here at Atlanta, you know, you got to pit in turn 3. So that's a little bit unusual for the drivers here tonight, Ron. Is that something you made sure they understood going into the green flag racing?
Yeah, I told them they all need to know that. If you look, they're about to go by it. Well, you couldn't see it. Right there, that blue line. They got to be down on the apron before they get to that blue line. No, sorry, that orange line right there. That blue line was the blend line. When they get to that orange line, they got to be on the apron. They got to be below the line. Now, they don't have to be down to speed until they get to the pit entrance, but they got to be down on the line or iRacing will black flag them. So make sure they all knew that. And I'm not going to clear that. So if anybody gets a black flag for that, they get a black flag.
Well, 26 drivers here in tonight's field, led by Malik Ray right now, but here comes Kyler Wynn on the top side, 2x2 through the field. The 3 wide has dissipated just a little bit. And I'll tell you what, you got to save some tire. It is a cooler track temp, though, here under the lights. We'll bring up that weather really quick. You see it on the side there. 74-degree ambient track temps, just 77. So the tire saving, yes, it is important, but not as important when it is in the daylight here and the sun's beating on the track. So we'll see a little bit better handling here tonight, and it'll act more and more like one of those super speedways, being that it is cool here tonight. And that's why you see these guys nose to tail here in the front of the pack. And caution out here for the first time tonight. And we'll go and see what the cause of this one was. We didn't see anything up front. Looks like Dylan Jones, maybe Trevin Ashronoff, Corbett, Melton maybe involved. And we'll get back to this one. So caution out for the first time here tonight at Atlanta as the pace car comes out onto the track with the yellow lights above. And remember, we do have a stage break at lap number 40, but these cars are already getting some pit service right now. There goes Malik Ray, Nathan Harper to pit lane. And they're going to go and pack these cars full of fuel. And with that 40% fuel, you're going to want to get that fuel packed into that car. We're going to go back to the yellow here and see if we can figure out what happened. Ron Morris has rejoined us here.
It's going to be back there around Matt Lee. Matt Lee and let's see who else back there. Chris Melton. Let's see what happened. Trevor Osmanoff. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Trevor gets into the back of Melton, and who's up behind him? Chase gets in the back of him. So it's gonna be a racing incident, probably. Kind of a stack up.
We'll look at that one more time here as the first caution of the night.
Jared Haynes a little off the pace. So, yeah. I'm going to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Here is Trevin Ashronoff involved in this wreck. Yeah, Jared Haynes in the 7 off pace. And Matthew Lee couldn't check up. He's getting pushed by the 52 of Melton. That's going to cause the stack up there. The 89, nowhere to go. Mistretta's pushing him. Chain reaction effect there. Jared Haynes involved Matt Lee. There goes Ashronoff, the 89, up into Melton. Looks like Davenport's able to skate right through that one. Chase Mistretta involved. And a couple other drivers. Dylan Jones had a bail to pit lane, and those guys dodged a bullet here early at Atlanta. But Trevin Ashronoff, heavy damage with no fast repair. He will be on pit lane here early. And we will go live back here as you see Trevin Ashronoff on pit lane. James Wagner coming off pit lane as well. Some damage to him. So a rough start here. Stephen Miles coming back down for his service. We saw the first wreck here of the night as the pace car lights are off. Just 13 laps in of 120 here tonight. Appreciate all the ones coming and joining us here tonight. Danelda Adams, Jess, Devin, Ray, Heath Job, and Angela Woods in the chat so far here tonight. Thank you all for coming along here on the PGR eSports Network. And saddle in, this is going to be one heck of a race here tonight. First run, it was looking good. A lot of really hard racing, and Fortunate situation there to bring out the first yellow of tonight's race. But we will go back green.
Yeah, I'd say we probably had some guys happy that came out because we had probably about a 7 or 8 car breakaway with a pretty good lead. So, hey man, they all stacked back up now. So rack them, stack them. Let's go again.
Yep, let's.
That was not too bad of a first little run. You know, we know we're going to get some cautions here, so not too bad a little run. We had good 11 laps, so not too bad.
Well, we will rack them again here. Nathan Harper being scored your leader. Kyler Wynn in second. Falkingham third. Malik Ray in fourth. Rounding out your current top five. That's Wyatt Gray, I think, and Daniel Eberhardt the third. Green flag back out as they scream down the front stretch here at Atlanta underneath the lights tonight. Sold out crowd. A lot of viewers here on a Tuesday night. Win to the bottom. Harper on the top. Here comes Daniel Falkingham. A strong push from the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt and Jeff Merck into the picture as well. And it seems to me around a lot of these guys mid-pack on back, kind of just biding their time, taking it easy here early.
Yeah, well, Ethan Eckert missed a shift there, so probably stacked a bunch of them up. But yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen too. So one to keep an eye on here is the hometown boy, Daniel Eberhardt. He's a Georgia boy, and he loves this track. So I think he got a win here last time we were here, so watch out for Eberhardt. He's going to be a contender.
And there you see Daniel Eberhardt aggressive down the backstretch. He is in a hurry to get up front. And there is a view from the windshield here tonight. You can see that dash on your screen right there. The RPMs here at Talladega. You'll see if he lifts a little bit here in the entry of turn number 1, still full throttle. Blipping it just a little bit for the most part, though. Daniel Eberhardt, full throttle here around Atlanta Motor Speedway right now, pushing Daniel Falkingham down the backstretch and out. There it's going to clear the door. Nathan Harper to the bottom. Falkingham, Eberhardt here onto the top as they're going to start leading here at Atlanta, coming off turn number 4.
Yeah, I don't know if you could tell by that view, but man, when you're out here racing, when you get through that quad over that track, this track gets very, very narrow. So it gets a little scary going full speed, but you'll start seeing them lift a little bit, I think, mid-race or so, just to try to save tires. Because, like I said, they only got 2 sets in the pits, so 120 laps. That's a long ways to go on 3 total sets.
Oh, Jeff Merck turned by Nathan Harper here in the front of the field. A wrecked second caution of the night. Jeff Merck damaged. So is, I believe, Hunter Hastings. But Jeff Merck turned here in the front of the field. Caution out for the second time. Lap 18 here. Ron Morris Jr. going to go do that race control duty. And we will bring you back to the cause of the caution.
Yeah, it's going to be a warning on Merck. He wasn't clear, so came down on Harper. So
we're going to back this one up here. And we are going to look for Nathan Harper here. We'll get in that chopper cam and slow this one down. Here comes the 60. And just not clear enough. And he's really just going to turn himself right in front of the 4 of Nathan Harper. Seipel does a great job getting to the top. Man, Hunter Hastings tried his best. Innocent bystander there is Hunter Hastings. And we'll look at that one more time. But the warning going to the driver of the 60, Jeff Merck there, the cause of tonight's second caution.
Well, looks like we got we got some cars staying out this time. So I'm not sure what the fuel load is on these cars.
Here is Jeff Merck. He's going to come down the racetrack right here, right in front of Nathan Harper. Turn himself in the front bumper of Harper. He's going to shoot back up the track here. And Hunter Hastings coming, goes to the top to try to foul Seipel. Practically wall riding there, and he's going to fortunately get hit by the 60. But we'll see if Hastings could get that thing fixed up back here on this track. So we go back live here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. See Merck there on pit lane. Kyler Wynn being scored your current leader. We're about halfway to tonight's stage break. And we'll see if we can get a word with one of the drivers here tonight and try to get an idea of how much fuel we are looking at. And we will bring in a driver here tonight. It'll be the number 45, Sean Corbett. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Hey, bud. It's Ron and Mike up here in the booth. Bringing you in here. We see you riding around there, dodging some bullets here to start the race here tonight. But walk us through this first stage so far.
To me, I mean, track feels good. Everybody's, I mean, it's pretty fun. I don't know what happened on that last, that caution there. I felt like I got hit, then slid out trying to save it. I thought I saw Chase pass me by, but I mean, this is pretty fun. The lights look good tonight. Track feels good. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on up front. I'll let you know when I get there if I do.
Well, before we let you go, Corbett, any idea of how long of a run you could go tonight on a full tank of fuel at 40%?
I mean, we're looking like 24, 25 laps a tank. I mean, if you're up front, maybe a little less, but I guess maybe 24.
Well, Corbett, you're going back green here this time. Bye. Good luck the rest of the night. Hopefully, we'll talk to you later tonight in the podium position.
Yeah, there's always hope.
Good luck, man.
That was Sean Corbett. We're going to send him back down here tonight with his racing partner of John Ward. We're going to go back up front here as we go back green here. Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray, chalk up here at the front. Pace car lights actually are still on. So we're going to go back around one more time. And that was Sean Corbett giving us some good insight here. He's having fun, nonetheless, with a couple cautions here in the early going. But I think you heard it there, Ron. He said about 24, 25 laps. We'll see if that stands true here tonight.
Yeah, cool. So everybody that pitted will be able to make it to the end. Maybe the few that stayed out on pitted a few laps before that, they may be able to make it. So we'll see. That's good. Good information. Good to know.
Absolutely. We'll go green this time. Bye. As you see the pace car lights now out. And we'll get back to green flag racing as we are just over halfway to tonight's first stage. Brian Henning's in the chat, and he's cheering for anyone but the man leading the race right now, Kyler Wynn. So we'll see here tonight. Joe Seipel in the chat and cheering on, obviously, Nick Seipel, the 75, who resides in the third place in the point standings so far. I mean, I'll tell you what, Nick Seipel last month, Ron, he has done some damage.
Yeah, man, Nick's been running well. We ran together a lot last night. Pushed him around a little bit. He pushed me around a little bit. But yeah, Nick has been running really, really well. So yeah, look for him to make a little bit of noise tonight too.
Well, here we go as we'll get set to go back green here. The 82 and the 1 will lead us down to another green flag start. Get to that Geico restart zone. Expect these guys to accelerate through the gears up into fourth gear, or actually almost fifth gear in the next gen. So Malik Ray's going to go out wide. Kyler Wynn here on the bottom. Teammates working together as they get aligned right away before turn one as the green flag is back in the air. Wyatt Gray tucking right in behind them, the kid from Columbus in the 18. And here comes John Ward, 92 right there, the yellow, blue, and red in the bad fast. Believe Toyota here tonight. So John Ward getting closer and closer to the front. And out of nowhere now, here comes the kid himself from Chicago, Illinois. That's going to be Ethan Eckert. He is back out of jail from iRacing. I'll tell you what, we can laugh all we want, but this kid has talent when he reins it in. And Atlanta Motor Speedway, one of his best tracks.
Yeah, that's right. He may be a little rusty, but I'm sure he's probably good practice. Communicate around, fishing and stuff. Oh, got another caution.
Caution out here for the third time. We were riding with Ethan Eckert. And we'll have to go and see that we have missed all the cautions.
Daniel Everhart. Be back with Daniel
Look.
and Mark Vondell.
Yeah, Eberhardt and Vondell come together here on the, I believe. Yeah, right there. And they're going to get in the chase Mastretta. There goes Eberhardt sideways. That's the entry, I believe, of turn number 3, but doesn't look terrible there from the replay. But already 3 cautions here on the night.
Yeah, I think looks like Mark might have came down off that line a little bit. Got him the right rear of Eberhardt.
There's Mark Vondell, the 59. Right here, they all look good. Yeah, 59 is going to come down ever so slightly. And that is going to turn D3 down the racetrack into the 8. Back up the track he goes into the 59. Does a little spin, but doesn't look like too much damage for these drivers. Here, hard on the brakes, Daniel Eberhardt. And we are trying to get to the stage here tonight, but we will get there eventually. 25 laps in of 120. Now will be a good time. Take a quick race break here tonight as we get closer to the stage break at lap 40. Stick with us here on the PGR eSports Network. We'll be right back. Back here live at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Apologies if for some reason you did not hear us at the end of that run. I believe you possibly did or had maybe some technical difficulties, but we are back here 26 laps in of 120 here tonight. Stage break coming up at lap number 40. 3 cautions here early. Not really too bad for most of these drivers here tonight. I know Trevor Ashronoff in the first one had some damage, but for the most part, it looks like everyone trying to getting that damage fixed with some extra cautions here. Trevor Ashronoff back up into the 18th position. Kyler Wynn right now being scored your leader. He has picked the top lane in front of teammate Malik Ray. You see Wyatt Gray here on the bottom of the racetrack. Ethan Eckert, a new teammate to Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray. He is up front here as well. So 3 of 4 drivers on that team making up the top 4 positions right now. Wyatt Gray trying to spoil that party, as is Daniel Falkingham. Green flag back into the air here at Atlanta on a Tuesday night. Wynn takes off with Malik Ray. Wyatt Gray battling to his inside.
Yeah, man, Tuesday night under the lights. So I love seeing these cars shining under the lights, man. Ward got to get a real good restart there. So here comes old Bad Fast on the inside lane. Looks like they're going to have a little bit of a run here.
Yeah, down the back stretch we go. We'll see if that inside line can make up a little bit of lost ground here. Here comes Steven Miles. We haven't talked about him yet tonight, but he is lurking here in the 24 machine right behind Daniel Falkingham. Harper Seipel as well. That top lane right now strong here. And we'll see a Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray. Ooh, there goes Daniel Falkingham to the bottom of the racetrack, side by side with Ray. He's now challenging for the top spot in this race, but that top lane cooking down the backstretch. A lot more speed for some reason. We'll see if these guys clear. They are clear. We'll see if they come down. Malik Ray does right in front of Falkingham. He goes right back up. Man, it was a very close to being a bad block there by the 1. He makes it work. Falkingham now. Is Gray going to split him out? He won't. Wyatt Gray to the back bumper of Falkingham.
Hey, we talked about him during the break on that 45. Good looking right there with those flames and that checkered flag. But there comes Sean Corbett. He told us he built there, so here he comes, man, making a good run.
Yeah, Sean Corbett in the 45, right behind Ethan Ecker, getting a push from Jared Haynes. They are looking good here on this run. 10 laps to go to the stage break. Action's going to pick up here at Atlanta. Malik Gray, I'll tell you what, he's been doing a great job of pushing this 82 around this racetrack. Gray to the back bumper of Falkingham. Here comes Stephen Miles down the back stretch. He's got to run. So does Nathan Harper.
Yeah, Wyatt Gray's doing a great job pushing Falkingham too. So let's see if Falkingham goes high when he gets clear. Well, they throwing down the quad oval, but everybody is able to save it.
Everyone saves it right now. Falkingham now to the point. Up in front of Kyler Wynn. Here comes Wyatt Gray on the bottom. 2 by 2 through this field here right now. I'll tell you what, the top, man, these guys are close. Top 19 drivers all within a second of the lead. Matt Lee in 21st, 1.2 seconds. I mean, these guys are so close. Mastretta's a lap down. Vandell, Melton, and Melton are out. So right now, still a lot of cars here on this lead lap. And there is a second pack a little bit farther on back. But for the most part, tell you what, these guys are racing hard up front. These three right now putting on a clinic. Here comes Nick Seipel in the 75 to join the party.
Man, they racing for this $30 like they racing for $1 million, man. We know most of these guys are out here racing for just as much pride as they are money. So these guys want to get this stage just like they want to get the win. So here we go, Nick Seipel down on the inside, leading that line. So like you said, man's making moves.
Yeah, moves to the bottom of the racetrack. He is a Team PGR driver here in the money racing community, also GTCR Motorsport driver, as he's got another team as well. So, man, Nick Seipel always strong here lately in the super speedways. Man, woo, he's going to have to contend with that block there from Kyler Wynn. He's going to follow Wynn right to the top. That'll separate him and Malik Gray. Malik Gray said, hey, no, young buck, we're going to split you out wide there. Nick Seipel's going to lose the draft right there, and he is going to go right to the back of this main pack.
Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of spots, but I'm sure he's happy he didn't wreck there because that was so close to being a wreck. And then look at Steve Sizemore up here, man. Steve Sizemore making a good strong run here in the first part of this race too, in that 8 car. Steve
Sizemore, you see him in the red and gold Wagoneer Welding Ford is Steve Sizemore here, cracking the top 10. Man, he's got a shot tonight. Can he get to that top 5 and get some stage points? I don't know. It's frantic up here in the front. Malik Gray to the bottom. He now leads right in front of Daniel Falkingham. Man, Ron, I'll tell you what, like you said, this looks like it's a race for $1 million. Heck, we're racing for 30 in the stage.
That's right. Logan York's coming to the party now too, so he's up here with this lead pack, so don't count him out yet either. So got 4 more laps to go to the stage.
Yeah, Logan York, one of those guys who is really good at saving tire and kind of waiting in the weeds here in Atlanta. And when it comes time to race for a stage and or the race win, that 0-2 will come from wherever, and he will save his equipment for when it counts the most. Here comes the 0-2 on the top as well. John Ward now third on the top. There goes Merck. Merck making a comeback here. He goes, dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He's looking for points as well.
Sizemore down under the line, but he kind of got forced down there. Wagner too, man. Wagner was a lap down earlier. He got his lap back, so he's up here running in the pack too. Oh, we got Merck sideways, and what? Oh, he's coming back up. Oh,
caution will be out. That'll be the stage. Malik Gray, your stage winner, and Kyler Wynn, Daniel Eberhardt, John Ward, Wyatt Gray, your top 5. I believe Eberhardt was 3rd. Ward was 4th. Or sorry, Eberhardt was 3rd, Gray was 4th, Ward, I believe, was 5th. And that should be your top 5 for the stage, as caution has flown, as it does almost every week. For some reason, right before the stage, or the final lap of the stage, these guys just start racing really hard for that top 5. As pit road now open, Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn heading in for service. And we are 1/3 of tonight's race. Caution out for the 4th time. But you better bet these guys all coming down pit lane to take a full can of Sunoco Racing fuel. Some probably taking tires as well here. And we'll see what some of these leaders do. And we're riding right here with Malik Ray. And we'll see what Malik Ray does here as he slides into his pit stall. Stall number 6. Right side tires. I believe Malik Ray will be getting left sides as well. Yep, so 4 tires and Sunoco race fuel here for Malik Ray. He is off and racing here off pit lane. So that was the call for the 1. Probably some varying strategies here tonight. Daniel Eberhardt looks like he is going to be the winner here on pit lane. But it's possible he did not take 4 tires here tonight. Logan York, Sterling Thies, amongst others. So some of these guys opting for those 4 tires at this time, and might not be a bad idea. As Daniel Eberhardt actually going to come to pit lane, so is Logan York. And Malik Ray, your winner here tonight of stage number 1.
Yeah, I'm sure most everybody's going to take 4 tires on this one.
Looks like
yeah, I think you said it right, Malik. It's going to be Malik, Kyler, Eberhardt, Wyatt Gray, and John Ward were the top 5.
Looks like some guys, too, like Malik Ray, double pitting here. It's going to lose some track position, so they must see an advantage to come back down and splash some more gas in. Not quite sure, but some of these guys coming back down pit lane again. It's either that or they are serving some sort of penalty, but most likely not. They'd have to serve that when we go green. So back up front, man, everything has changed with those different strategies. Sterling Thies being scored your leader. Steve Sizemore in 2nd. Wyatt Gray 3rd. John Ward in 4th. Currently in your top 5. Rounding out your top 5. Stephen Miles. So I'll tell you what, Ron, this really changed the field here with some different strategies.
Yeah, I think, like you said, these guys were racing for the stage, and they know now that, there's we still got, how many laps we got to go? We still got 80 laps to go. So I think these guys understand that they're going to sit back and ride a little bit now, the ones that took pitted twice. I think that's part of that strategy. I'm seeing some reports from drivers that the tires were pretty good. Most of them said they had 97, 99, 95 on the left rear. So sounds like tire wear is not that bad tonight. So like you said, with the cool temperatures, we got a lot of grip. So should shape up for a good race.
Yeah, all that grip, and that is providing some action-packed racing as the pace car's going to dive off into pit lane again here. Here comes Sterling Thies, Steve Sizemore, new leaders. We'll see how these guys do with pressure on them here up front. And under pressure already from Wyatt Gray, John Ward. Back green here in the 2nd and final stage of tonight's race. Your first stage won by Malik Ray. 4 cautions here so far in the early going. But right now, it is Sterling Thies out front. Wyatt Gray, John Ward, Stephen Miles, and Steve Sizemore, your current top 5. And we'll see those guys in the back, a strong contingent of cars. They can make their way back up to the front.
Yeah, the second stage is a long one. Would be nice to see some green flag pit stops here. I know as a racer, when I'm out there, I'm hoping that I don't have to make any, but It is a lot of fun though. And it really separates the men from the boys. If we have green flag pit stops, so I'd like to see some myself. Spread the racing out a little bit, make it cleaner.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a little bit different beast here at Atlanta. You got to be a lot sharper, and this is going to favor a lot of those pro drivers that are in this race. Guys that spend a lot of time on the sim, because it's a lot different than Talladega and Daytona pitting in turn number 3. And you could haul tail around that turn number 3 and 4 until you get the pit lane. So I'll tell you what, you could make up a lot, and you could also lose a lot of time coming on and off pit lane here at Atlanta. So we do get some green flag stops here tonight. Definitely look for this field to spread out more than it is right now. So we'll see if we can get to that point here. Single file, and it looks like they're finally content with just riding around a little bit. Is Wyatt Gray now your leader here at Atlanta?
Yeah, we say that, Mike. You know how long it's going to last. Not very long. So, but yeah, they are running single file, probably trying to save a little bit of fuel or a little bit of tires, maybe some fuel. They know now that it's a long race, so we'll see how it goes.
Driver Chase Mastretta right now being scored in the 22nd position, all by himself. Right in front of him, it's going to be Jeff Merck, Daniel Eberhardt, the 3. They are on the tail end of this pack in 20th and 21st. And that's where it's going to go all the way to the front here. So the top 21, 22 drivers all in this main pack, currently led by the man in the 18. That is Wyatt Gray. Well, we'll see where Falkingham, Malik Ray, they are about mid-pack in this pack right now. And, they are just chilling because they know, I think, Ron, what they want is a green flag stop. And I don't think they care to be up front when that happens, because they are banking on them just, themselves being faster than everyone else on entry, on exit. So they just want to be together when those pit stops happen. And, really, like we said, it could really separate the field if we get to them here tonight as we approach lap number 50 of 120 here tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Like you said, these guys know single file, a lot less chance to get that caution. So the ones that don't want it, they're gonna run single file and try to go green and see if they can separate themselves a little bit of a strategy, so may work, may not. Corbett's back up here having a good run. Sizemore's up here, so Eckert, we got the same. We got some new players up here, so good for those guys.
Yeah, really good for those guys as the field has now been tamed from some early cautions. And, it's just they're racing hard for that stage, and now they're kind of just chilling, trying to log some laps and hoping to see this kind of stay the way it is. I like how they're going about business right now. And that's going to take a lot of the chances of another wreck. And with no fast repairs, you not want to get yourself out of this race this early. All the points precious. Stage points, race win. I mean, how can it get bigger than that? There's still a lot to race for in every single race leading up to the playoffs in this series. So everything matters. Every lap, every race counts. And you're going to have to make it count here tonight. Lap 50 of 120. Wyatt Gray, man, he's got the best view in town here tonight. Right out front, in front of John Ward. And these guys like to see in the rear view. Not too much racing going on. We do have a second lane forming, though. That second lane, Mike Davenport, it looks like. I believe Logan York as well. So here we go. It didn't take too long for some cars to hop back up into that second lane. And they're going to do the same thing up front. Ooh, it looked like somebody in the wall there.
Yeah, well, James Wagner was leading that line, and it looked like Harper wanted to come up in front of him, but went up a little too high, a little too late, and they ended up 3 wide there for a minute. So this could cause some problems here.
Yeah, a lot of sparks, some wall scraping going on a little bit farther back. You got to be really careful of your right side grabbing that outside wall, especially on corner exit here at Atlanta. James Wagner all the way up the top, using all this racetrack right now. There's the man from Wagoneer Welding, Roughneck Racing. He's got his hands full here tonight. Oh, smacks off the wall. James Wagner right off the wall. Still on the wall. Sparks flying from the 30. And he'll have to keep it together here as he fades all the way to the back of this lead lap pack. And some problems for the 30. And don't forget, tomorrow night, RNR. Not RMR, RNR. And the beat goes on over there, but even bigger after the race. Doing a big drawing. All 100 positions in the raffle will be drawn. I believe $500 to the winner. And that is off a $10 raffle ticket. I believe $300 to second, maybe $200 to third, and then a few bucks going to the PGR RMR fund. So looking forward tomorrow night. We're going to live broadcast that raffle. And that should be pretty fun as somebody's going to, a couple guys, going to take home some pretty big money.
Yeah, these guys are back here racing and letting the lead pack drive away. So we got about an 8-car breakaway up here, and they're walking a dog on the rest of the field because they're back there running 3 wide and scraping the wall and everything. So, not a very good strategy for that backpack.
That doesn't matter anymore. Caution
now.
out. Yellow flag out. I believe for the 5th time here tonight. And, man, we were hoping and praying this thing would go green and try to get to some green flag stops. And unfortunately, it will not. We're going to have to go back and try to figure out where this caution came from. I do not believe it came anywhere up front.
Yeah, look at Chase Mastrada was he's phasing out, he's blinking.
Here is Chase Mastretta. And he is getting offset push here on exit from Jared Haynes. Goes the square back up. Yeah, it's netcode. He is morphing right. Wow, that is horrible netcode. The 7 just morphs right into the 8. And comes right back out up into Logan York. And some more technology issues there. I mean, that's as bad as netcode is going to get. We'll show our viewers what we mean by that.
On my screen, he was completely gone. I don't know if we saw it different, but he was completely gone for like 2 seconds on my screen. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jared Haynes. We're going to get in some far chase here. You slow that down. I mean, Jared Haynes' front bumper was morphed about halfway into Chase Mastretta's car. So one of those guys' connections not doing so hot here, especially on that lap. Here it comes. There it is. Morphs right into the rear of Mastretta. Here it comes right there. You see his car just go right inside of it. I mean, that is just bizarre. And as soon as he comes out, that's where Logan York is. So it's just nothing you could do about netcode right there. And that's going to bring out the 5th caution flag of tonight's race. And you expect all these drivers to come down for service. As Astronaut now being scored your leader. While we have a moment, we'll take our second race break of the night. We'll be right back with you here on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live on the PGR eSports Network, 58 of 120 in the books. 5 yellows here tonight on Tuesday Night Thunder. As Trevin Ashronoff now leads Wyatt Gray, John Ward, Stephen Miles, and Ethan Eckert. And this field has been tossed and turned upside down a couple times tonight. And, man, we had a breakaway there. If we got to a green flag stop, I'll tell you what, this race would have been a lot different. But we didn't. A caution flew yet again. Here we go. We're going to wind them back up and bring them all back together. Not many drivers out of this race right now as the top, I believe, the top 23 all in this race right now. Mustretta off pace, Vondell and Melton as well. 23 of 26 all still have a shot for tonight's victory lane. As Wyatt Gray has been strong all night. Here comes Kyler Wynn, Malik Ray. When they want to get to the front, they get to the front in a hurry, wasting no time here. Here comes Matt Lee, Nathan Harper as well. As Wyatt Gray right now is doing a really good job. And here comes Nick Seipel on the top for PGR eSports. And Trev's going to go up to the top, block that run. Ashronoff to the point here. Another driver from Georgia trying to get it done here in Atlanta. 60 of 120. Halfway home tonight, Ron. I'll tell you what, This is one heck of a race. I couldn't not pick one of these drivers to win tonight. It could be any of these drivers. They all have a great chance to go into victory lane. And you'd really have to kind of just throw a dart at them. They're all capable of getting the job done here tonight.
That's right. Even Merck, after being seemingly destroyed, and Eberhardt getting in a pretty good wreck earlier, hey, these guys are hanging right with the pack. So, like I said, don't count anybody out yet if you're not more than a lap down. So here we go
right here. Wow, that is a big one here at Talladega. John Ward involved, Matt Lee, Logan York, Sterling Thies, Nathan Harper. He is done. He's already towing Matt Lee. Massive damage. Harper's race is over. For all intents and purposes, Matt Lee, I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of damage as well. Sterling Thies limping the 41 machine around. John Ward. You can see the damage to the hood and the front end of Ward. Logan York, some damage as well. As a big one here at Atlanta. 6th caution flag of the night. These drivers all now come to pit lane. And wow, we're going to have to take a look at that. The vicious wreck here. As we're going to slow this one down. Keep an eye on the 04 as well as the 92. Yep, Sizemore's going to turn Matt Lee down the racetrack into Ward. And they're going to come right back up the racetrack. And this is where chaos ensues. Nathan Harper hard into the wall. Sterling Thies can't slow down fast enough. Gets into Lee. I'll tell you what, Logan York's going to practically get through this one unscathed. Just a minor damage to the front there. But I believe this one going on Steve Sizemore. And here is a great view from the 8 of Steve Sizemore. As he is going to offset push Lee on exit. And that's going to shoot Lee right down the racetrack. John Ward, innocent bystander there. Nathan Harper, nowhere to go other than the wall, and massive damage for Harper. Look at that. His right wheel completely sideways, sparks flying, and that'll end the night of Nathan Harper. Matt Lee, heavy damage as well. John Ward, there goes his hood. Sterling Thies. Just a big wreck here right past the halfway point of this one. As we go back live here. Nick Seipel now cycling around as your leader on the scoring. And we'll see if that stands right now as the pace car lights are out. We'll go green this time by. And we are still waiting a word from Ron Morris Jr., but it looked like Steve Sizemore, their offset push.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sizemore. I got something going on with my Discord. I can't. You hear me?
We got you.
Yeah, we got something popped up I can't get rid of. But I'll be right back. I can't mute. Yeah, that one's gonna be on the 8 Sizemore.
Yep, they 8 with the cause of caution penalty there as we get
Discord, and I'll be right back.
Back to go green. Ron Morris Jr. trying to get some technical difficulties fixed. Nick Seipel, Wyatt Gray, D3, Stephen Miles, Jared Haynes, your current top 5. Man, still a long way to go, just past the halfway point. It's been an eventful one here at Atlanta. Smaller field, doesn't matter. Yellows in abundance here tonight. And we'll see if we can finally go on that green flag run we've been longing for here tonight. If not, go and get yourself a drink, sit back, pop some popcorn. We're in for the long haul here tonight as the pace car dives off onto pit lane. 75 of Seipel will get us started here in the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air as Seipel leads the field here on lap number 65. 2 by 2 all the way through. As Stephen Miles now the leader here on the bottom. Looking to make some noise himself here on a Tuesday night. Bring the thunder. Stephen Miles. Dylan Jones now. A guy that usually waits in the weeds as well, like Logan York. He has now gotten to the front of this race as he sees his teammate just above him in D3, Daniel Eberhardt. So these two always linked together on the racetrack, doing a great job right now. And so a lot of cautions here tonight. You'd expect one of these runs to go green. It's Gray right now, a strong push to Seipel. They're wasting no time. Stephen Miles still on the gas here on the bottom. While we have a second, we will take a peek at the schedule here for RMR. Bear with me, just looking for that schedule. We'll be able to relay that information to you guys. Tonight here at Atlanta in the Cup. Next week we'll be at Talladega, back in the Craftsman trucks. May 6th will be Xfinity at Daytona. Back to Talladega for the next gen on 5/13. On May 20th, it'll be the trucks at Daytona. May 27th, that'll be post-Memorial Day. That'll be the Xfinity at Atlanta. So right back here at Atlanta on May 27th. This time it'll be in the Xfinity Series car. June 3rd will be Xfinity at Talladega. It'll be a Cup race at Talladega on 6/10. And I believe that 6/10 race is going to be your last race of the playoffs. I believe in green, it'll be to be determined at Daytona and Talladega. That'll take place on 6/17 and 6/24. It'll be an off week for the 4th of July holiday. Right back to Talladega, I believe, for the second technical round of the playoffs with Daytona on 7/15. And back at Talladega for the Cup in the season finale on July 22nd. The yellow back out here.
Yeah, it came back at the perfect time for yellow.
Yellow flag back out will take you back to that. Looks like Astronaut Davenport involved.
Yeah, Davenport comes up a little bit in Trevor.
And here's the 55 coming from the bottom of the racetrack. Going to go to the middle there. Astronaut there on the top. And here they come diving down to the red line off the corner. Yep. 55 comes right up the track and right across the nose of the 89. So the 55, the cause of the caution there. Some more damage to the 89 Jack Shack driver of Trevin Astronaut. Mike Davenport, some heavy damage as well, going backwards here. That's not something you want to be doing here at Atlanta, but Davenport in the Tire World 55 a rare mistake from him, and that could possibly cost Davenport his night and a good shot at some points here tonight. We'll see if he can get that 55 to pit lane and try to get that thing worked on here. So all the cars here, if we bring you up live to speed, they're all coming down pit lane.
It looks like both of those guys came out fairly easy on that, on both Trevor and Davenport. So, but he owned up to it. He just kind of slid up a little bit. It's tough going through that tri-oval, man. You gotta, the way you kind of cut the apex there, it's real easy to slide up into somebody. You guys have to have their head on swivel here.
Well, Ron, you called him out earlier. The man from, Georgia himself, nearby to the Speedway, Daniel Eberhardt III. He is now being scored your leader, and his teammate right behind him, Dylan Jones, Nick Seipel, Jared Haynes, Stephen Miles rounding out your top 5. 72 in the books of 120. We'll soon be counting them down to the very end here. And race number 9 of this still somewhat young season, but we're getting closer and closer, Ron, to that halfway point.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a long season. Gives a lot of guys gives guys a chance to get their way into the top 16, but I guess it also gives you a chance to kind of lose yourself out of it if you don't stay consistent. But we know a win gets you in, so we got several guys locked in already. Nick Seipel got his first one last week, so he's locked in. So nobody's out of it until the last race. Yeah. So there's always that chance to be able to get in, right?
There's always a chance, and when you give these guys a chance, they're going to take every inch they can. We saw it during the stage. We're going to see it again at the end of tonight's race. Win means everything here in Tuesday Night Thunder. D3 Dylan Jones set to bring us back to the green flag here. But before we do, we'll see if we can get a quick word with Mike Davenport to kind of see exactly what happened there. The 55, Mike Davenport, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, boss.
Hey, man, I know you're not too happy there. Rare mistake out of you coming up the racetrack just a little bit. But, hey, how's that damage? Are you able to get enough fixed, and will you be able to get that 55 back up to the front tonight?
Well, I'm not sure. We had about 7.5 minutes of damage. We got it down to just about 6 there. I'm taking a lap down there. Yeah, just unfortunate. I kind of lost track of Trevor out there and kind of came up to where he was there. So, I don't know, we're going to hang out here, I think, with the way that the race has been going with the cautions and whatnot. Hopefully we can get it fixed, get a lucky dog, and then try and keep on fighting.
Well, we're going to ride on board with you, the man from Colorado Springs. We'll keep you in here for just a little bit since you're going to ride around the back here, and we'll see if we can get, improvise. We know I love to do that here, and here Mike goes. Watch his RPMs here as he gets to the Geico restart zone.
We're going to be a little down on power here. We're going to see how it actually goes into turn 1 here. Steering wheel's definitely off, so.
Yeah, I've noticed most of these guys have been able to hang with a little bit of damage, but like you said, man, this quad oval here, it's just hard. It sneaks up on you. The track gets very narrow, doesn't it? I mean, what happened there was...
Yeah, see how much damage Hastings has here. See if we can latch on. Doesn't look like it, but we're going to try it. See some smoke there.
Now, really cool shot. Glad you're letting us do this. We see a little bit of front right damage, some damage down the right side of that car. Hey, we've had a lot of cautions here tonight, and if the trend continues, hopefully you'll be able to fix up a lot of that car here tonight.
Yeah, I got through most of them. Unfortunately, for all the luck that I had getting through the other ones, it kind of caused one there, which is unfortunate. But, it happens, so we're not going to give up and keep on going here.
Well, sometimes that's all you can do. And before we let you go, you notice, some really aggressive driving by everyone tonight in that first stage and so far here in the second stage. No one giving an inch, almost acting like every lap is the last lap. Tell us what you saw out there in that main pack.
There is a lot of aggression, and it's been a lot of fun, honestly. kind of going back and forth through there, watching these guys. I was kind of taking it easy there for a minute, and I'm in here in the group here with Nick Seipel up there, and he was a little bit more aggressive and mixing it up, and thankfully he was, up there and trying to run in the lead, and missed my debacle back here. So rooting for him, and like I said, hopefully we can get some damage fixed.
Wrecking up front, up front. Make sure you get those
there
brakes.
We go.
And we'll let Mike Davenport go. He's going to get back on the pit lane, try to fix that up. Hopefully Mike Davenport can get back into tonight's race.
Yeah, we got Lucky Dog. Let's go.
Lucky Dog for Mike Davenport. Will let him go back to his teammate here tonight, and he catches a break here on lap 78 of 120. And man, lots of cautions here tonight, and we'll go back to this very one right here. We'll slow this one down.
There, Wagner gets up in the Merc, pushes Merc up in the Eckert.
Yep, Jeff Merck in the 60, man, just in the middle, and not something you want to have happen to you. A guy come off the bottom of the racetrack. And unfortunately, Ethan Eckert's going to get turned there as well. Not too sure everyone's too sad about that one, but Ethan Eckert involved. So is Steven Miles. 41 Thies going to have to dodge a bullet again there. Ethan Eckert, though, did a pretty good job minimizing the damage as much as he could. Man, another caution here tonight. All these guys back onto pit lane as Logan York was your leader there during the interview with Davenport, and he's in a race off pit lane right now with Nick Seipel, and I believe Nick Seipel beats him off pit exit. As we get close to lap 80 here, we will have 40 laps to go. And just about the 2/3 point of tonight's race. And, well, we have a second. We'll take a quick break again as we get closer to the later stages of this race. Be right back with you guys here on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live on the PGR eSports Network. It's Team PGR driver Nick Seipel leading him to green with Logan York on his outside. Hey, guess what? We're going to do a NASCAR Crank It Up here at Atlanta on a Tuesday night. Hear these engines come to song on this 1.5 mile speedway here under the lights in Georgia. And a good old-fashioned NASCAR crank it up. And, man, I'll tell you what, Nick Seipel falls back just a little bit, but, man, he's been holding his own here tonight. Jared Haynes right behind him here on the bottom, but that top lane moving right now, moving right around them, it's Daniel Eberhardt. Dylan Jones is also, I believe that's going to be at Malik Ray, Kyler Wynn, Wyatt Gray going to come to the bottom. Ethan Eckert here in the 12. Man, action is heating up here, getting close to lap number 90. With all these drivers racing
pretty wide, are they?
Yeah, 2 wide through the pack right now. Malik Ray now to the front, man. These guys are bobbing and weaving, dinking and dunking, swapping lanes. Ethan Eckert now in the middle lane, 3 wide. It's Kyler Wynn to the top. I mean, these guys just will not stay in a lane. They are just actively trying to get in line with either teammates or, I mean, none of them are committed right now. This is truly anybody's race here tonight. Falkingham now back in the picture. Wyatt Gray holding off a strong contingent of drivers. This would be the biggest win of Wyatt Gray's young career here in the money racing community. Fresh off of a PGR Light Series win a couple weeks ago, Wyatt Gray trying to get the biggest win of his career here in RMR. And to do it against this field at this track, it would be something to get that 18 to victory lane. So right now he's getting a strong push from Wynn, but hey, Wynn says nope. Young kid, I'm going to the middle with Malik Ray. 3 wide at Atlanta.
Yeah, these guys are throwing what we call haymakers out here, man. No holds barred. Late blocks and going 3 wide, hanging people in the middle and everything. But I mean, these guys are some of the best there are. So you really don't expect much different. We got 32 laps to go, and earlier we learned we're getting about 24 to 25. So we do have one more pit stop. So be interesting to see if they go when the window opens or if they run it out. So I'm thinking they're going to run it out, hoping or knowing that they're going to get a caution. So it'll be interesting to see. But you go early, you may flip the field. So we may see some strategy coming up here soon.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to come in early here at Atlanta compared to Daytona and Talladega. Those tracks usually could stay on the lead lap. Here, though, going to definitely go down at least 1 lap, and if caution comes out, that could, really be detrimental to your track position. So you're definitely going to see a lot of these drivers run it out here tonight. Could see a driver a little bit farther back possibly play the strategy of coming early and, kind of hoping it stays green for a while and see if possible, if possible, those guys get all pit and then the caution comes out later. But, that's a lot to ask for here. Wyatt Gray, Falkingham, here comes Logan York as well. So Logan York, we talked about it. Guy that likes to wait in the weeds here at Atlanta and strike when it's hot. And here comes Logan York to the front. Daniel Eberhardt going to make it 3 wide of Malik Ray. And I'll tell you what, Malik and Kyler run together, but right now Kyler went to the top side. He takes that run from Daniel Eberhardt and Dylan Jones side by side down the backstretch. 2 lanes, 3 lanes, a little bit farther back. Man, like I said, nobody giving an inch here tonight, Ron. This is just action-packed, even in the middle and the back of the main pack.
Yeah, Malik got stuck in the middle there, but I'm not sure that he's too upset about that because we know Malik can probably be up at the front within 2 laps. So, I wasn't thinking here, man. If they pit here, you're gonna go at least 1 lap down. I think you possibly having to enter there on turn 3. Yeah, nobody's gonna go early. Everybody's gonna pit at the same time, or we're not gonna lap each other. So, I think they're gonna ride it out, expecting to get a caution. But I got my fingers crossed that we have to pit in the green. So, I want to see those green flag pit stops. It's more exciting.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting here, and I think a lot of these guys are hoping for that stop. That the guys that are really good on entry and exit of pit lane here at Atlanta, and like we talked about, a different beast than Daytona, Talladega. So you're not going to get that big contingent of cars that all kind of come back out on the racetrack together. I think you're going to see it spread out more than even we've seen it spread out earlier in the race during a longer green flag run. So we'll see if we get it now with just 26 laps to go. Gray still your leader here on the bottom, and It is definitely a two-pack race right now. You got the front pack and a pack a little bit farther back. We've jinxed it almost every time, but let's see now if we can go green to that green flag stop that's been elusive here tonight.
Yeah, Josh Piccolo's been hanging out there in the back, and he's made his way up now here to this front pack. So, hey, good at apron, Hunter. Never mind, you're good. Sorry about that. I had to coming up on a lap car. I don't want to see Rick, so couldn't get to my mute button quick enough. But yeah, Josh been riding back there in the back, and here he finds himself up here in contention now. So, not sure what happened with Kenny and Chris tonight. I know they work together, so you never know, they may have ended up having to work late. Oh, Wyatt Gray in the wall.
Gray hard on the wall. Green flag stays out. One car spin. He's down there. Caution flies as we had some cars coming up on Gray. Gray's going to tow, and that is going to end the night of a guy that has led some of the most laps here tonight. Wyatt Gray, a hard crash. And we're going to go right back to the replay of this one. A tough break from the man from Columbus, Ohio, leading tonight's race. Here he comes, Wyatt Gray. Daniel Falkingham offsets him there, but he's going to get back square. They both go to the bottom. Falkingham way offset here to the right. Man, he's just going to hook the 18. Let's see if somebody was behind Falkingham, but hard into the outside wall. Wyatt Gray did a great job of actually keeping it off coming down the track. But, man, unfortunate. Gray was putting together a masterpiece here at Atlanta. Here's going to be a better view. And we'll see. Daniel Falkingham offset right there. And stays offset. Yep, man. Wow, the eNASCAR Coke Series Pro is going to turn your race leader Gray. And I'm assuming will be issued a penalty for that one. Daniel Falkingham, a rare miscue here. And we'll see what race control says. But that one's definitely going on the 39 here tonight. And unfortunate for Wyatt Gray as he is on pit lane. And smoke billowing out from the hood as he is completely and utterly destroyed. And man, what seemed like such a promising run, a domination almost here at Atlanta. The 18 sitting on pit lane. His factory setups machine. And man, tough break for the young buck there. But he'll be back out here this season and try to chase that RMR win. As Nick Seipel now cycles back to the lead. He is done that quite a few times here tonight. We'll take a quick break here on the PGR eSports Network. 22 laps to go here at Atlanta. 21 laps to go. We're going to have 20 to go here at the line. Seipel, Win, lead us back down to the green. Corbett, man, we interviewed him earlier. Can it be the opposite of an announcer's jinx? Here is the 60 of Merck, a little bit stack up there on that top lane. Kyler Wynn's going to come down and side draft Seipel. Not going to be enough. Seipel inches right ahead of Kyler Wynn. Jared Haynes, Malik Ray, Daniel Eberhardt, the third, Logan York, all here right now in the top 10. And, man, finally 20 laps to go. It's been a long race. Corbett, a little shaky there on the bottom. Here comes that top lane, Kyler Wynn. A great push from Jeff Merck to get out front. And here comes the third lane, Trevin Astronaut and Dylan Jones. And man, ooh, man, oh, there we go, big wreck. Corbett, wait, we did jinx him, man. Unfortunately, Corbett caught in that one. Man, I gotta just stop jinxing these guys up here.
That's probably going Malik.
And we'll go back to the yellow here. And Malik Ray gets out of line, come up the racetrack into Jared Haynes. That's going to turn Haynes down the racetrack into Sean Corbett. So back-to-back cause of cautions for two pros, and they're not immune to causing accidents here. But those two guys usually never do. So kind of uncanny for Malik Ray, Daniel Falkingham to commit some penalties here tonight, but they did. Ron Morris Jr. still looking at that one, but looks like to be on Malik Ray.
I've already let him know it's on Malik. Yeah, he said in the chat he tried to live, but he just kind of got himself in a situation. Which, hey, it happens, man. Things happen quick here, so that's why we call them accidents. It wasn't done on purpose.
Yeah, and I was just telling the viewers too. I mean, these two guys, Falkingham, Ray, they're going to take back-to-back penalties, and kind of uncanny for professional drivers, but it's super speedway racing and pack racing, and they're not immune to it. And those two guys not really causing many cautions or EOLs here on the racing or community, but they did tonight, and I'm sure these guys will battle back from these penalties. Plenty of time left here. 17 laps to go. Brian Hennings in the chat. Broadcaster curse, and he's laughing because he knows it's true. John Ward, no, Gray is done. Unfortunately, yes, he is, as is, I believe, John Ward. So, yeah, just a tough break here tonight for quite a few drivers. Melton, Vondell, Mistretta, Harper, Ward, Sizemore, Lee, Gray, all guys from pretty much out of tonight's running. I mean, we are down to practically, Jared Haynes on pit lane. 17, 18, yeah, about an 18-car field right now. We started with 26. So just by process of elimination here, a lot less drivers on the racetrack as we get set to go back green. And, man, I'll tell you what, Ron, don't think we're going to be hitting that green flag stop here that we were looking for tonight.
That's not coming now. Now these guys should be good for fuel to the end now. So, yeah, but like you said, Malik and Falkingham, these guys don't cause a lot of trouble out here. We watched the guys on Sunday that, are getting millions of dollars that make mistakes too. These cars are out here running on the ragged edge, so, it doesn't take just a little bit to slip. So, it is what it is, man. Nothing to be mad about when you come out here and you race for these guys. You kind of gotta expect it. I've kind of learned that. So I get wrecked quite a bit, but I still have fun. So that's why I keep doing it.
Well, fun is all that matters, and we're gonna have some fun here in the closing laps of this one. Kyler, win your leader. Jeff Merck to his outside. Eberhardt, Seipel, Asheroth, your current top 5. As we head down the backstretch here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, everybody has risen to their feet. There'll be 15 laps to go when we go back green. And the way this race has been tonight, yes, we've had a lot of yellows, but during the runs, there's been a lot of good side-by-side action, slicing and dicing through this field. And we're going to see that intensity wrap up to about 150% here, especially with the guys not yet in that green. You saw on the earlier, the point standings of the series. You're in green, that means you're in. Let's see who else is going to book their spot in this year's playoffs. Win, your leader as the pace car dives back onto pit lane. Green flag set to go back in the air here at Atlanta. Kyler Wynn on the gas, as is Jeff Merck. We are going to settle the score here in Georgia. Win to the top right away. He's been doing that all night long. Eberhard, the lonely man, on the bottom. We'll see if he gets picked up here. He can go up if he wants in front of his teammate Dylan Jones. We'll see if he does. He does. Man, that middle lane been strong all night long.
Yeah, Eberhard goes up with a pretty big speed difference there. With these cars here, these next gen cars, you can slam drive, so it didn't hurt too much. So something kind of helped. So we get another run coming up here. Dooring each other down through that quad over, man, it kind of scares me. It's kind of like what happened with happened earlier with that other wreck. So, looks like Merck and Kyler's kind of moved out, but usually when that happens, that next pack gets a run just like they did there. Whoa, big bump from Seipel.
Yeah, you see Eberhard get up into the wall there, and luckily for Eberhard, able to save it. 2x2 through the field. Eberhard back to the bottom. I mean, these guys throwing some big blocks here tonight. With how fast these runs are, I mean, that's what's been causing a lot of these checkups and the chaos here tonight. As Ashburnoff 89 lead, I'll tell you what, Ashburnoff is hungry for a victory. To the top he goes. Logan York now cycles at the front on the bottom. And I'll tell you what, I'd love to see one of these drivers get a win tonight over some of these top drivers. We talk about it often. We don't try to root for anyone specifically, but it'd be nice to see the underdogs come to the top and be able to hold off some of these guys. We'll see if they can do it. Kyler Wynn, though, been strong all night long. You know he's going to get aggressive here. And on the back bumper of Ashburnoff now with just 12 laps to go. Eberhard pushing York here on the bottom. 2x2 through this main pack. Here comes Ray as well on the top. You know they'll make a third lane if they need it. He's going to get linked up. Ooh, Ray almost turns Stephen Miles. He's got to be careful there. Some fines coming to some of these drivers here tonight for these causes. Corbett to the bottom of the racetrack underneath the red line. He's going to have to blend back in.
Man, that move that Kyler made a while ago was crazy, man. I mean, he shot right across Logan's nose, but was clear there. But man, Logan is one of the best that I've ever seen here in Atlanta. He's so good at sitting back and saving his tires and saving his equipment. And here he is, finding himself in contention for the win here at the end.
Yeah, Logan York, I mean, one thing about him, I'll never forget his win. I believe it was in a heat, the PGR 500 this past year. Man, he had a stacked heat, and man, did he. Actually, it might have been one of the duels. I mean, Logan York put on a master class against some of the pros, some of the top contenders in iRacing, and man, he won that heat, and I'll never forget that duel or heat, whatever it was. Logan York cemented his name amongst the best of super speedway. Here he is, like you mentioned, at Atlanta, saves his stuff and comes out when it matters most. We'll see if Logan York can get back to victory lane, but right now, a guy that is hungry for victory lane, and that's your current leader, the 60 of Jeff Merck. What a push down the backstretch for Seipel. These two have shot out of a cannon.
Wow, yeah. Falkenham took his EOL, and here he is, right back up here in front. So I didn't slow him down too much. So Daniel Falkenham back up here in contention now.
8 laps to go. Kyler, watch Kyler win. I mean, you do not want to be in front of Kyler win. Who knows where he's going? He's going to go wherever he wants to go. And that's why, you got to give him some respect as well. There he goes. Kyler Wynn. Nope, Trevor Ashroth. Merck's in. Practically the whole field. Merck, bad luck there for him. Seipel hits hard. And another wreck here. Caution out. Caution is out. We're going to go right back to this one. I've announced or cursed just about everyone here tonight. We were just talking about Kyler Wynn, but it looks like, is it Falkingham again? We'll see. We'll go back here. And Ron is going to have some tough decisions to make on this one. And Eberhardt goes to block Merck. These two are going to go to the middle. That's kind of what offsets them. So I think that's going to be a racing incident there. I believe that's what Ron will see too. If you look farther ahead, as soon as D3 goes up to block Merck's run, that's going to stack up this middle lane. And Wynn's just going to kind of naturally go down. And Daniel was kind of staying straight. So I believe racing incident will be called there. But chaos ensues. Astronaut hard on the inside wall. Falkingham. It looks like Malik Ray involved Nick Seipel. Seipel, I believe, at the very end. It's going to go into the outside wall hard. Right in front of Jared Haynes. Jared Haynes damage as well. And a tough break for Seipel. Chris Melton making me laugh in the chat. If Kyler's involved, must be racing deal. But I believe that one should and will be a racing deal.
Yeah, I had to call that a racing incident. Couldn't really, it was a big stack up, and then it just, it's kind of hard to put that on anybody.
Yeah, that's what I saw. As soon as D3 kind of comes up the track in front of Merck, that stacks them up, and Kyler naturally goes down a little bit. Falkingham's trying to stay straight. So, you know, at first look, it looked like on Falkingham. But, you know, these guys, it's hard to see. You got to really break down those replays and before you make those calls. And Ron Morris, you got it right here tonight. That was dead. I was going to – sometimes you forget you're on a broadcast. You know, it's late Tuesday night. We're tired. About to say some funny stuff here because, man, getting a little slap happy up here. It's been a long race, Ron. Very long race here tonight. But hopefully we can go green here the rest of the way. Believe 4 laps to go and we take the green flag.
Oh yeah, no, race control job. You know it. You do it. And it's an unappreciated job. But you know, when you look at these things, you got to look from so many angles. So you know, when you look at it the first time, and you get a lot of people that complain about calling racing incidents, but sometimes that's what they are. You know, I mean, you know, so one person might be able to take a push harder than the other person. So how do you put it on the person that's pushing? It's a tough job, but hey, you know, part of the rules is race controls calls are final. So if they don't like it, they can complain about it, and they do.
That they do. And hey, Ron's getting tired, I'm getting tired, but guess what? We're going to have to wake up just a little bit. 4 laps to go, and we go green. Here at Talladega, Logan York, Daniel Eberhardt the third. Your leaders here in the front. It looks like Eberhardt, your actual leader, takes the top side of the racetrack. Wynn and Malik Ray in your second row. They are lurking, as in Ethan Eckert. We haven't talked about him much here tonight. But here he comes here at the end. Green flag back into the air at Atlanta. Will this be the last green flag run of the night? Eberhardt, a great start right there. He's going to come right down in front of Logan York. Kyler Wynn goes to the bottom as well. We haven't seen that bottom lane really all night long. They're going to try to make it work. Here goes D3 in front of Malik Ray. I'm not sure he knows where he wants to go. He's going to go back up in front of Logan York. They got numbers here on the bottom. 3 teammates linked up. Ray, Wynn, and Eckert here into turn number 3.
Yeah, not much help up there on the top side, but on one side they're holding their own. Let's see if we can finish this race on Tuesday instead of going into Wednesday. So, but yeah, they're holding their own up there with just 2 cars. I'm sure that they'll get some help here in a minute. Let's see if Miles goes. He's gonna stay on the bottom. And of course, Malik and Kyler are hooked up on making those 2 cars like one. And they're fast. Those 2 guys they know each other.
Oh, Kyler Wynn. I'll tell you what, that's Kyler Wynn right there. That's where he gets a little over aggressive. Comes up the racetrack, gets into Daniel Eberhardt. Daniel Eberhardt not going to be happy about that. Can't penalize him, unfortunately. No caution there, but that looked like Kyler Wynn coming up the racetrack. These guys are hooked up. 2 laps to go. Logan York, Ethan Eckert lurking. Caution on the racetrack. Caution out again on the racetrack. Looks like Sterling Thies involved. We're going to back this one up. And Hastings and Eberhardt getting to one another. Not sure if that's what caused the caution, though. Keep an eye on the 41 Sterling Thies. He's going to come down to get in line. Is not clear. He's going to get turned by Jared Haynes. Not Jared Haynes' fault whatsoever. But that's going to bring out your caution just before we're possibly going to go to the end here. And we will head to NASCAR overtime tonight. We have 3 shots at a green, white, checkered. And everyone's going to have to stay awake as we are now about 4 minutes from Wednesday. And, man, what a long race here tonight at Atlanta. Let's go back a little bit farther because I will tell you what. Kyler Wynn, and I believe, makes a mistake that probably Daniel Eberhardt is not going to be too happy about. And I really wanted to see this actually, and we will see it right here. And these are the unfortunate things you cannot penalize during a run that stays green. But watch right here. Logan York pushing the 90 Eberhardt. They have a big, big run. And Wynn kind of just stays up in their lane. Yeah, right here. He comes up. And that cuts off that run the 90 and the 02 had. Daniel Eberhardt cannot be happy. And I believe I can kind of hear the race comms in Ron's microphone. And I'm wondering if Daniel Eberhardt was not thrilled with the 82 a win there. We'll have to get word from Ron Morris on that, but I'm almost positive that Daniel Eberhardt the 3 was not happy there.
Yeah, he wasn't happy. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have been either, but doesn't bring a caution out, so there's no penalty on it.
Yeah, and that's the point I was making. We don't really have rules in place for green flag run stuff. I mean, we could put stuff like that in place, but it's hard as single race controller. You have to kind of go back while they're live just to look at something like that. But yes, for sure, Kyler Wynn, a mistake there that kind of might cost Eberhardt his night. And Eberhardt has every right there not to be happy. And Chris Melton continuing to make me laugh here in the chat. And he's at least keeping me awake here tonight. Well, you know what? NASCAR overtime is here. Please, let's send some prayers that we get to this white flag here tonight. Kyler Wynn on the bottom, Malik Ray on the top. Logan York, Ethan Eckert, your second row, followed by Miles and Josh McCullough. Well, Ethan Eckert moved over to this team with Kyler Wynn and Malik Ray. So where his allegiance lies, but the kid also wants to win. How is he going to, this is his first real shot at a race win with these guys. And we'll see what Ethan Eckert decides to do because racer's mentality, Ron, tells me he wants to go to victory lane tonight.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be. He may be teammates with these guys, but I don't see him sitting back there just pushing to the win. So I know Logan's Logan's here saying, well, I don't have no help up here, but I mean, Logan and Josh may work together. It'll be a little surprising. We'll see.
Well, we will see. Tuesday Night Thunder. Who's going to win race number 9 as the pace car dips off on a pit lane. 2 laps to go. Green flag in the air. Malik Ray gets the start on the top. Wind's fading just a little bit. Great push from Ethan Eckert here on the top. Josh McCullough in the picture as well.
I mean, don't count out Daniel yet. D3. He's right back up here with these guys. So don't count him out yet.
Yeah, Daniel Eberhardt, he is not happy with Wynn, and he's going to do everything in his power that Wynn does not get the victory here tonight. Oh, I don't know what happened to our cameras here. Somebody's blinking out. Oh, we're right back. Ethan Eckert in charge now.
The iRacing glitch,
leading.
everybody.
Yeah, everyone glitched out. Sorry for the camera. Final lap, white flag into there. Ethan Eckert to the bottom. Here comes Josh McCullough. We haven't talked about him all night long. Daniel Eberhardt's going to control the race for Josh McCullough. He's dooring Wynn. He's going to take out Wynn. He's going to wreck him. Man, I have to keep my mouth shut. That is one thing you cannot do. Ethan Eckert in a drag race with Kyler Wynn. Who's going to go to victory lane here tonight? Ethan Eckert is not a record tonight. He goes to victory lane in the number 12. Ethan Eckert, a masterclass here in the final laps of this race. And the kid gets to victory lane. But I'll tell you what, much respect to Daniel Eberhardt, but it's not the time or the place to do it. Josh McCullough had a shot at this race, and it was taken away from him in a flash. The intentional stuff has got to go here in Money Racing. And it's just, man, unfortunate for Josh McCullough. What a race he ran up till that point. Ethan Eckert burning him down here. And wow, what a finish. There's a lot to unpack from this one. As the 12 gets the victory lane, we'll have our driver interviews. And we're going to bring up Josh McCullough really quick. Heat of the moment, candid right there. Josh, I feel for you there. What happened there in the last lap?
I'm not really sure. I'm trying to go back and look at it. I'm pretty pissed right now.
Yeah, I don't like to get biased here on the broadcast, but I was starting to get excited watching you here in the front. And we're going to go back here while we have you here. Raw and uncut here on the PGR eSports Network. And we're going to walk through this one with the driver himself, Josh McCullough, leading that outside lane. And, Josh, if I see what I saw, we know the 90 was not happy with the 82. And I'm just going back myself to pray that there was nothing intentional there that cost you your race here tonight.
Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of internet issues happening. I'm not sure. Hopefully Daniel didn't come up there and do that on purpose.
Yeah, Daniel comes up here, gets into Kyler Wynn on purpose, and, wrecks himself right up into you, man. I feel absolutely, horrible for you here tonight, man. You ran a great race and, could have been one of your biggest wins, too, with such a strong field at Atlanta. We were pulling for you up here in the booth on that last lap. Great run here tonight, Josh. No, you're not happy, but thank you for letting us join you here and getting some insight there on the last lap.
Thank you, man. Thanks for letting me know what happened.
And just gutted for Josh McCullough. As, that I get it. I get it. Daniel Eberhardt had every right to be unhappy with Kyler Wynn, but there's a time and a place because when it costs other people their race, and that's when things go south here. And lots to unpack with Ron Morris here in a little bit, but let's go back here.
Top five is going to be official. Like what I saw.
Top 5 official. Here's your last lap again. Here's Ethan Eckert winning the race. Here comes Daniel Eberhardt third, intentionally getting into win. Takes out innocent bystander Josh McCullough. And now you get a drag race with the 12 and the 82. And Ethan Eckert, a push from Steven Miles here. Logan Yorks goes to the middle. Almost 3 wide there. And what a race to the line. And we'll get our driver interviews before Ron and I discuss what happened there on the last lap. Let's see if everyone here is waiting. Steven Miles finishes third here tonight. Steven Miles, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Man, well, we're just dissecting this last lap. We're going to actually try to figure out where you came into the fray here. I know we had some intentional wrecking going on here on this last lap. It looks like you are tucked right behind Jeff Merck. Looked like in 7th position at the time. Merck's going to go high. You kind of stay put here. And chaos kind of ensues in front of you. We're looking out your cockpit. Man, what a move you make there. Walk us through that move. You see that intentional wrecking going on. You dive down here to the apron. And that was a great move to get you on the podium here tonight. Blend back up perfectly into turn number 3. Was there anything you do to get the win, or you happy there with the podium finish tonight?
Well, that moment right there, man. I guess those were one of the moments you just hope they just don't clip you, man. I don't know how close it was, but I felt like that it was close enough to make me like, think I was gonna get wrecked. But right there at the end with my teammates, I was finna shoot middle, and I knew Ethan how how he do. He was gonna throw a block on me or whatever. So and that's what he did. So I was just trying to make sure we didn't wreck each other, and we just finished 1, 2, 3 like we did, and that was the goal for the night. Mike.
Hey,
Yep,
man, you
sorry.
hear me?
Yep, no, I'm back here. Sorry, guys. I was talking and no one was hearing me. But, yeah, I mean,
Well, I got
Steve,
some technical stuff going on here too, man. I don't know what's going on.
it's all good, Steven. We were tired. It's a late night. It's a long race. We're all tired here. And, just before we let you go, it's a chaotic race, start to finish. A lot of yellows here tonight. We were hoping to get some green flag racing, some possible pit stops to kind of spread out the field. But talk us through this race. I mean, it was chaotic start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was gonna be somewhat like that. That's the reason why I didn't even qualify. And we had some bumps and got caught up in some wrecks, but luckily was able to get the damage fixed. And yeah, I mean, I think it's just Atlanta, man. I think it's just so close quarters around here, and everybody got to take their run. And sometimes it just be a little bit off, and people make mistakes, and when you make a mistake, you end up big here. So yeah, I just think that's just the nature of the track and the car combination. But it still was some good racing out there. Some long runs. We just couldn't get that green flag run in.
Well, Steven, hey, we've talked to you a lot here the last couple months, man. You know the drill. Anyone you want to thank or shout out here tonight?
Man, I want to thank my team, man. I want to thank Malik, Kyler, Ethan, do on the team. He get his win. We like what we got going on right now, the chemistry. I want to thank Ron too, man. He throws these races up every Tuesday, and he provide good racing, good series, and always gonna be those bad apples in the group. So I give him kudos, man, because every league has this up and downs, but he has a lot of respect in here, and he does a good job. And I appreciate you, Mike, for doing a broadcast. One of the best broadcasters out there. And thank my mom, my dad, and God, and that'll be it.
Well, we appreciate you here tonight, man. Go celebrate that top 3 finish. We'll hopefully be talking to you soon.
Yeah,
Thanks.
good job, Steven. Appreciate the kind words, man.
Yeah, man, just keep it up, man. Just keep it up.
Hey, have a good night. Have a good night, buddy.
You too.
That was Steven Miles. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you Ethan Eckert here tonight, Ron. I'm going to take this next one because we're going to dive into some stuff here. It's your runner-up finisher, Kyler, when you got a copy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, a lot to dissect here from this race. And obviously happy with the second-place finish, I'm sure. It's always good to payday there. But obviously you did make a mistake there in the later stages of this race. I can understand the frustration coming from Daniel Eberhardt III. But one thing not tolerated, at least in my opinion as a broadcaster promoter myself, is intentional wrecking. Walk us through that last lap with the incident with Daniel Eberhardt.
Yeah, I don't really want to speak on that, man. I'll let race control make up their decision. I'm sure you know what my opinion is. It's happened multiple times to me. Him, he literally full throttled me on the yellow before, so he's got a track record of doing that shit or doing that stuff. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, earlier on, I think he was mad about the move going to there. That was honestly it was just I'll take fault for that one. It was a late block. That wasn't me trying to wreck him or anything. I moved up the track to make a defensive move, and I moved back down, but it was so tight, man. Like when you're pushing somebody, something like that, it's just tight. I did not mean to put him in the wall like that, but I'm sure that's what he was mad about, and he tried to take matters into his own hands, and it didn't work out for him.
Well, let's shift gears here. It was a chaotic race start to finish here tonight. Walk us through this race. I mean, you guys raced like it was the last lap for 120 laps tonight. Plenty of yellows here throughout this race. No green flag stops. Tell us about the race here tonight. How intense was it in the car?
Yeah, man, it was eventful. I enjoyed it actually. I always love this car here at this track. I think it suits me well. It's chaotic, but it's fun. It's a chaotic good, I'd say. I wish we ran it more often, but fun race. We almost got the green flag stops there a few times, but fortunately we didn't have too many yellows. It was. I don't like these longer races. I think it's kind of redundant with how long it is, but with how much green flag racing there was, it made it go by quick. So I'm happy about that.
Well, before we let you go, celebrate that runner-up finish here tonight, Kyler Wynn. Anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, factory setups on the car. Ron Morse for hosting this. He puts a ton of effort into this, and I'm appreciative of that. And you for broadcasting.
All right, there is your runner-up finisher here tonight, Kyler Wynn in the booth with us, and definitely not too happy with D3 there. And at least Kyler came on there. I respect him a lot for that. Definitely admitted guilt there for the on-track incident that led to Daniel Eberhardt's frustration, but unfortunately they're kind of taken out on that last lap. Kind of taken out but not taken out. Still keeps his Goodyear tires on the racetrack to finish in second place, and just incredible to be able to do that. So crazy right there, end here, Ron Morris Jr. But hey, man, nonetheless, the kid gets it done from Chicago, Illinois. His name, Ethan Eckert, in the 12 Ford. And, man, Ethan Eckert is joined us in the booth. We'll let Ron Morris take this one here tonight.
Welcome back, Ethan. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. It's nice to be racing again.
Hey, man, good to see you back here, man. Hey, good run tonight. I mean, you kept your nose clean for the most part, but tell us a little bit about how you thought the race was.
I mean, I thought the race went pretty good. Main goal was to keep the car clean till the end. Something happened with Wagner Merck, and that kind of threw a wrench in that plan. But I got lucky; only had like 30 seconds damage. All of it was repairable, so I got right back out there. Waited for a good opportunity to take tires where I wasn't going to burn them off, and I'd still have them for the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, main goal was keep the car clean, be there for the end. I knew I'm kind of in a must-win spot right now because I missed 4 weeks. I don't think I'm going to make it off of points, but who knows? Anything's possible at this point.
Well, now you got to win now, so you're in. So, congrats on that, man. I mean, your break from iRacing. You've been practicing any? You've been running some AI races, or how'd you stay from getting rusty, or you just didn't worry about it?
To be completely honest with you, I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do for this 4 weeks, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go try to make an AI season just for some fun. And that lasted maybe 2 races. Yeah, it was not good. The AI is just... Anyone that's used it before knows how it is. I'm not going to go bash on it or anything, but it's not very realistic on the plate racing or anything. It's good on on mile and a halves and short tracks, but for this, it ain't too great. So I more just kind of said, let's go out here and go for it and just hope for the best.
So in other words, you play some Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have baseball practice and baseball games like every night, so I've been doing that. Fishing whenever I'm not doing that, and I mean, other than that,
all right. Well,
I've been in here.
Last thing, I know you running with, you were running with Kyler and Malik and Steven. Those guys help you out a lot. I know they're a little more mature than you are. So, how was the dynamics there working with your new team tonight?
New team is looking very, very good. It's insane how good it was. If Malik didn't go right through my bumper and there was nothing he could do. It just pretty much killed him. We all would have probably cashed. And then back to PGR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that ain't easy to do. So I think the team's working out really great.
All right. Strong. Yeah, you guys have a strong team. So, all right. Well, with that, anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank you guys for broadcasting, you for putting this all on, you for being race control, my teammates, Malik, Kyler, Miles, Freddie. He wasn't here tonight, but he never really races Tuesdays. Not too sure why. Everyone for watching the broadcast, everyone for racing to make this even possible. That's pretty much it.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks, man. Good to have you back. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you.
That was your race winner here tonight. Ethan Eckert gets the job done. And apologies on my end. I just, man, you got your work cut out for you. I know stuff like that. Just, I don't know. It's a lot to dissect. I'm sure we'll be talking about it here tonight. And, man, I was looking forward to going to bed, and I could already see the interview room filling up here with drivers to discuss the end of this race, and kind of subdued by the finish there, won by Ethan Eckert. A great showing there, and Ethan Eckert, your winner here tonight. Kyler winning second. Stephen Miles third. Dylan Jones fourth. Logan York in fifth. Hunter Hastings in sixth. Daniel Falkingham in seventh. Jeff Merck in eighth. Sean Corbett in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 tonight, Trevor Nashronoth.
All right, 11th's going to be Nick Seipel, followed by James Wagner in 11th. 12th will be Josh McClure. I'm sorry. Nick Seipel 11th. I missed Trevor, didn't I? No, you didn't. Hey, it's a late night. James Wagner 12th. Josh McCullough 13th. Disappointing for him there. We thought he was going to win it. Mike Davenport 14th. Malik Ray 15th. Daniel Eberhardt 16th for right now. Jared Haynes 17th. Sterling Thies is an 18th. Wyatt Gray 19th. Steve Sizemore 20th.
And 21st here tonight, Matthew Lee, John Ward in 22nd, Nathan Harper 23rd, Chase Mastretta 24th, and Mark Vondell 25th. Chris Melton tonight finish is in 26th. So that is your final results here tonight. But Ethan Eckert gets the victory lane, and even with that time off, it doesn't matter. He has booked himself into the RMR playoffs with a victory here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kyler wins. Stephen Miles, your podium finishers here tonight. Going to be a lot to discuss off air here tonight. And another crazy race here in RMR's Tuesday Night Thunder. We'll definitely start next week's broadcast and make with any news that might come from this race here tonight. But hey, we had another good one. A long way to go here to get to the playoffs, and we will be back here in 1 week's time live here on the PGR eSports Network. And we will go racing at Talladega in the Craftsman trucks, which would be some really good 3, maybe 4 wide racing here next Tuesday. So for myself, Michael Triscaro, on behalf of PGR eSports and Ron Morris Jr. of Ron Morris Racing's Tuesday Night Thunder, we will see y'all next week.